Lesson 34, adding mixed numbers and rates. So let's look at the first example. We have mixed numbers there, but notice that the denominators are not equal. So we have to go back to a few lessons before where we learned that we had to find the LCM to make common denominators. So the LCM for 3 and 8, since they don't have anything in common, is just multiplying each other, which is 24. So I'm going to pass the 3 to 24 and also the 8 to 24. Now, if I change the bottom, I also have to change the top. So let's see how we do that. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So I have to multiply here by 8. So on the top, I'm going to have 8. Now, remember that what that means is that 1/3 is the same as 8 over 24. Okay, it's just expanded. So we have a different denominator, but it's the same amount. Now, in this case, 24 divided by 8 is 3, so I multiply by 3 both of them, which is 9. And now we just add the whole numbers and the fractions. So 3 plus 2 is 5, and 8 plus 9 is 17. The 24 stays the same. And that's it. Let's look at the subtraction. Now remember, adding is the same as subtracting because what we're doing is adding a positive and a negative. And when we have a positive and a negative, we subtract. So again, we want the LCM for 8 and 4. And in this case, if we do the process, then we divide by 2 and by 2. And then we multiply, and that's going to be 8. So 8 is the common denominator that I want to have here for both of these mixed numbers. Now the first one already has a denominator 8, so we don't have to do anything to change it. So we keep the 7. But the other one we do have to change so that 4 becomes an 8. So we multiply times 2, both the top and the bottom. And now we just have to subtract. 12 minus 4 is 8, and 7 minus 2 is 5, and we keep the denominator 8. And that's it. Now the second part of this lesson is about rates. Now remember that rates is a comparison between two numbers. So let's look at this problem and see what's happening. It says 5 toys cost $80. So that's our rate. We can write that as 5 over 80 or 80 over 5, right? Because it's saying that 5 toys cost $80 or that for $80 I can get 5 toys. So those are my rates. Now let's keep reading. It says, how much would 7 toys cost? So there are 2 ways we can do this. We clearly could divide 80 divided by 5 and see how much 1 toy costs. But we could also just do it as a proportion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 5, which is toys, over 80, which is dollars. And then I'm going to put the 7, which is toys, over my X, which is the amount of dollars that 7 toys will cost, and that I don't know. I need to find. That's our question. So remember that when we do that, we cross multiply 80 times 7 divided by 5. Now, if you see here, here's where I was telling you, 80 divided by 5 is finding the cost of 1. And then once you know what is $1, and then multiplying times 7. So in this case, we have to simplify, and 80 divided by 5 is 16, and times 7 is 112, and that's the cost of 7 toys. Pretty simple exercise. If you solve it like this with a proportion, it's very, very simple. So that's it. Go do some exercises, and if you have any questions, please let me know so I can help you. I'll see you in the next video.